Well, this just in, CP24 Carlos Alcaraz has taken down Novak Djokovic in a stunning, exhausting to watch final at Wimbledon. The 20-year-old Spaniard taking down Djokovic in a marathon, 5 sets. He lost the first one, but then it went back and forth, 7-6, 6-1, 3-6, 6-4. It is the first Wimbledon title for Alcaraz and second career Grand Slam title. He was presented the title by Princess Catherine, the Duchess of Wales. Now, the win prevents Djokovic from tying the all-time record for Wimbledon titles. Now, for more on this, we're joined by Lucas Weiss, staff editor of news at The Athletic. Thanks for joining us. Have you been able to take a breath yet? Have some water, maybe get an IV?
I'm still trying to process this, Phil. Thanks so much for having me on. Wow, what a final that we just witnessed at Wimbledon. Carlos Alcaraz, the 20-year-old, dethroning Novak Djokovic, the 23-time Slam champion. Djokovic hadn't lost, Phil, on center court in 10 years. 10 years hadn't lost on center court. He hadn't lost at Wimbledon, period, since 2017. And that changed today when Carlos Alcaraz winning Wimbledon. Just a remarkable performance from Alcaraz in a match that we're going to talk about for quite some time.
Yeah, what was it for Alcaraz? Obviously, he's younger. He is 20 years old. That is insane. I just saw some of the things that his body was doing on the grass court of the All England Club. Just didn't make any sense. That's just what a youthful body does athletically. But what was it about this match that it turned into his favor? Because I saw Djokovic lose his cool a couple times.
Yeah, Djokovic certainly did. I think Alcaraz limited the mistakes that he was making. In that first set, I think he was going for a little bit too much, and that resulted in some costly unforced errors. And for Alcaraz, he limited that as the match went along. He started to showcase that brilliant movement, really responding to Djokovic. Mostly opponents, Phil, against Djokovic have to deal with this human wall because of Djokovic's defense. But now Djokovic himself was dealing with the human wall. Notice Carlos Alcaraz, and he was just moving side to side so effortlessly, showcasing those variety of shots, especially Alcaraz's drop shot, which is giving opponents a lot of difficulty. So I just think that allowed Alcaraz to really find his rhythm and just found a way to win those big points as the match went along.
Yeah, those drop shots kind of remind me almost like a knuckleball. They kind of throw you off. Even as a viewer, I was watching like, oh, I haven't seen a lot of that. So what's it look like for him? He's going to obviously be ranked #1 overall in the ATP. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what's his trajectory now? He's only 20 years old.
Well, the sky is the limit for Alcaraz. He won the U.S. Open last year. Now following up with a Wimbledon this year. He's just the 5th man in the Open era to have 2 slams before 21 years old, joining the likes of Rafael Nadal, Bjorn Borg, Mats Wilander, and Boris Becker. So I feel like for Alcaraz, he can find a way to rack up these slams if he stays healthy. That's so critical now for men's tennis players. We've seen Rafa Nadal for years deal with injuries, and now, of course, hopefully Alcaraz can stay healthy, because I just think that the way the tide is turning, I think it can really be in Alcaraz's favor. We'll see, because I think Novak Djokovic, he'll still be motivated to win more slams, but this is a seismic result, and it kind of feels like a change of the guard is finally happening in men's tennis.
Right, yeah, because we had, obviously we had the Rafas, we had the Raj, and then Djokovic, and you had Andy Murray, and Andy Murray, maybe a distant fourth. No disrespect to him talking about at Wimbledon. But, it seems like when is that change of the guard happening? It seems like Alcaraz could be at least one of the first guys to enter that. But what's next for Djokovic? He still looks like he's in great shape. I got to be honest. So what's the future look like for him now? Like, what can we anticipate from him?
I think this is going to really motivate him, Phil. I just think he's going to continue to want to rack up those slams. Deep down that he wants to finish #1 all time in men's single slams. He most likely will, just given the fact Roger has retired and Rafa Nadal off the tour now, trying to come back from injury. So his time on the ATP tour is coming up. So Djokovic wants to win more of these. You're going to see Djokovic come to Toronto for the first time in a few years at the National Bank Open. He'll probably play Cincinnati. And, of course, the U.S. Open. Can Novak Djokovic win in New York on a hard court, which he's very comfortable doing. So I still think Novak Djokovic is going to be right there, but now he has a serious challenger in Carlos Alcaraz.
I can't wait. It's a budding rivalry, but at the same time, as you mentioned, changing of the guard. Sports is the best. It's the best reality show. Lucas, we do appreciate you chatting with us here live on CP24.
Thank you for having me.